Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. I hope you guys are all doing great. If this is your first time stopping by, welcome. I am so glad to have you here. My name is Dana. I am a homeschooling mama to 4 little ones, and here on my channel I love sharing our homeschooling journey, just simple living, motherhood encouragement, and all the in-between moments. But if that is something that you're interested in, I'd love to have you stick around and join our family, and you can do so by subscribing down below. So my next few videos here coming up are going to be Christmas gift related. Today's video, as you can tell from the title, is going to be a Christmas gift guide for the ages kind of 2 to 4. So I do have a pretty long list, so I'm going to try not to stay on one thing for too long. However, I'm not going to hold myself to that because I tend to talk a lot about things that we love in our home. So we're going to just start at the top and go down. I don't even have these broken up into categories. However, when I do go through them, I'm going to mention if it is something that we own now, who we kind of use it for in our home, if it's something we've owned in the past and just loved it and loved the experience of it, or if it's something that is to be bought, but it is on my Christmas list of things to add to buy. Anyway, the number one thing, and it's going to be no surprise to you guys if you've been around my channel for a while, and that is something called imagination patterns. We have had this for probably 5 years now. It could possibly be longer, but I want to say it's 4.5, 5 years now. We ended up picking it up at a homeschooling convention from Miller Pads and Paper, and we've loved it ever since. All 4 of my kiddos have just loved this particular thing. If you're not familiar with imagination patterns, it's a little magnetic shapes and patterns, and you kind of just build whatever the card tells you to build. This is one of our favorite things. It is perfect, especially for the toddler years. My favorite thing is it is magnetic, so this is one of those things where even though it is a little bit bigger, we do travel with it because it is magnetic, and we don't have to worry about all the pieces falling over and getting all over the car because they stay pretty firmly, like pretty strongly, to the board. So imagination patterns would be one of my top picks for those little years, and honestly it's something that will probably end up in my next gift video as well, just because it's loved by every single one in our home, and it's not just loved, but it's used on a very regular basis by every single little one in our home. So the next thing I have on my list, and again will probably be in my next video, and that is just some roller skates or some roller blades. We've been loving using skates. We've enjoyed going to actual skating rinks together as a family this year. I think the first time we took our kids was actually this time last year. So yeah, it's been a whole year. We ended up investing in getting all the kids their own skates, and even though our house is small, they still have a kitchen island that they can skate around and a hallway that they can kind of skate down. And then my parents have a longer house with like a wooden floor, and so they love going over there and skating. So they've been able to practice a lot, but this is something that is something so fun. And I am one of those people that I don't really care if they skate in the house. I just don't. I love that they can have fun and they can get their energy out in some creative ways. So along with skates, I would definitely suggest, and this is something that is right here actually, we have 2 of them, and they're just called wiggle cars, where you sit on them and you kind of wiggle the steering wheel to propel yourself, wiggle it the other way to move backwards. We love wiggle cars, and the great thing is if you do have wood floors as well, the soft wheels on them, we've had 0 issues with damage or scratching or anything like that, but we love them, and they're actually pretty quiet as well because they do have that softer wheel. We love them so much. So if you guys are new around here, we use raised arithmetic a lot for our math, and because it is a mental math, most of the time, which you don't see in videos because otherwise it'd be too loud, but most of the time when we are doing our raised arithmetic and mental math, they'll be on their skates or on their little wiggle cars here, going around the kitchen island, chasing each other while answering the math questions. It's just a fun way to kind of get their brains warmed up before we start school, and it's a fun way for them to get their energy out before we start. But I would highly recommend, if you do have some type of a hard surface in your home, definitely recommend like a soft-wheeled skate or wiggle car because we love them. Along the same lines of indoor recreation, I actually have this right next to me too, is a little bouncy horse. I actually ended up finding it thrifted a while back, but that has been our top pick for my toddler for probably a solid year. Ever since she was old enough to actually sit on it and bounce, she's loved it, adored it, and I think it's the most adorable thing to see her hopping down the hallway. It's just so cute. Highly recommend that. It's a little bit of a different spin than on the regular bouncy balls, because for the regular balls, I am gonna get my older ones 2 of them for Christmas. That way they can all bounce around the kitchen island. I'm so excited, and I know I don't know if I'll regret it later or not, but I just think it is a wonderful way to again get their energy out, have fun together, chase each other, and yes, I am a huge fan of indoor recreation if you couldn't tell, especially in the wintertime. So another thing that we've been loving right now in our home so much, and that is this little wooden toy kitchen. It's not really a kitchen, it's more of just a stove and oven setup. We found this at a thrift store for like, I think it was like $8, but it's beautifully made. I'll insert a clip of it here for you to see. But we've been loving this because I put it right next to our kitchen, not next, practically in our kitchen. And because it's in our kitchen, I feel like whenever I'm cooking breakfast, lunch, and dinner, my little ones can be right there kind of cooking with me. And along with this little wooden stove, I found just some little mini actual real pots and pans to go with it. That way they feel so big, and I even have a little kitchen apron for them with little utensils that go inside of it that I found at a local little Amish shop. So that was so fun to do that. But we had this little toy stove in our playroom for, I want to say, months. And they played with it when we first got it. They were really excited, and then they just kind of forgot about it. But when I moved it into like the center of the home, which for us it's the kitchen, they just play with it all the time. They love it. I will throw in different things. Sometimes I'll find some like discounted like beans, which are like 99 cents, get a bag of beans, and then so they'll use that for like sensory fun play. They'll pretend like they're cooking with that. Sometimes I'll use like leftover old like coffee beans if I only have a few, which smell really good, and I'll toss those in there too, and they just have so much fun. But I think if you do have a play little stove or kitchen or something, and you put it in your own kitchen or at least right next to it, you'll find that they utilize it a whole lot more because again, you're cooking with mama type thing. So had to highlight that, as well as like the real little dishes, and the apron is being a really good gift idea. So another thing that's probably no surprise to you if you've been around here for a while, and that is a watercolor set. Specifically this one, I want to say the brand is Gravy. I could be wrong, but I'll have it linked down below for you to check out. But this is a gorgeous watercolor set. For one, I want to say there's like 120 some colors in it. Again, I could be wrong. But we've been loving it. And with the watercolors, we have these little watercolor pens that you actually fill these pens up with water, and then you squeeze it and the water comes out. So you have the kind of water and brush in one. So you don't necessarily need a jar of water with all the paintbrushes. You just have the watercolor pen. I love these. I didn't even know they existed till this year, but they've been one of our favorite things that we've added into our home because everybody gets their own watercolor pen and then everyone gets like a little paper towel. So between colors, all you do is squeeze a little pen, the water drips out, and you brush it off on the little paper towel. And then every time you go in with your brush and you dip it into the paint again, the brush is clean, assuming that you wipe it off with a paper towel. We've been loving this, and watercolors, I'm staying on this one for too long, sorry. Watercolors is just one of my favorite things to do with my little ones. It's very relaxing. We have a lot of different watercolor books, and I love it so much, and I think it's because I'm not really that gifted in the arts department. So when I have an art thing that I can do with my little ones, that when the colors are supposed to bleed together and blend together, it's supposed to be that, I'm all about that. So the next thing is actually something that we got our toddler last year for Christmas, and it has been one of her most used kind of playthings all year. And that is the Learning Resources little fruits and veggie color sorting bins, or bushels I should say. But we've loved these, and we've had really good experience with the Learning Resources kind of play food. The quality is really good for the price. Like, it's really good. And these bushels in particular are color sorted, so you can make all the like yellow fruits and vegetables, green, red, orange, etc. It was just one of her favorite things this year, and especially as my up and coming 2-year-old was really getting into color sorting and matching. It was just so fun. So it's a little bit educational because you're sorting like all the colors. So great for that, 1 to 2-year-old. Highly recommend that, especially for that age. But if your kiddos are older and just loving play with like the imaginative play with the play food, it's also wonderful for that. So I feel like this one toy specifically, even though yes, you can use it in the tiny years, it kind of grows up with the children because then you can use it for the play food and all the fun things that come with that. So the next thing, again, is something that I've shared multiple times on my channel, and that is these Melissa and Doug little wooden dress-up dollies. They're little wooden doll figurines, and then they're magnetic, so you put the magnet clothes on them and dress them up. But they also have little stands, so you can stand them up and play with them that way as well. I love these so much. We've played these probably, I want to say we played with them for probably 4 years now, because I got them for my oldest daughter for Christmas, yeah, probably 4 years ago. So we've kind of added to the collection. We've added a couple dolls here and there. Melissa and Doug, I know, is the ones that we have the most of, but I think we have another brand as well, and I don't remember what it is, but I'll see if I can find it and link it down below. But we love these so much. It's also one of those things where sometimes I will take a dolly in a couple different outfits, and we'll have that as like a quiet quiet road trip activity or a church activity and things like that, but these are definitely one of our most played with items in our home. So another thing that might be kind of strange to have on a gift suggestion list, but this is just something that my toddlers love, especially when we're at church or they need something quiet to do. And that is just a blank notebook with stickers. They adore stickers. And so a lot of the times, especially for that last 10-15 minutes of church service, I will take a little sheet of stickers and just peel one off at a time and let them put them and decorate the little pages. I'm saying this as a gift because gifting a little stickers and bundle is great for one, is for fine motor skills and everything. It's a quiet activity. Also something that if you want to take to a restaurant or if you want to take on a road trip, it's just something really fun and simple. It's affordable, and my kids love getting notebooks and stickers as gifts. They adore it. So that's probably going to be a majority of my toddlers' little stockings. Is going to be all kinds of fun stickers with some cute little dollar notebooks with like fun little animals on them and things like that. Again, something simple, but my kids adore it. So another thing that my kiddos all adore, and it might seem very strange again, but they love everything. So they love tape measures, calculators, flashlights, and sticky notes. Sticky notes for obvious reasons. They love making little pictures and sticking them all over the house. They love and adore calculators. They also love, again, tape measures, flashlights, like anything like that, like a little gadget thing, they love. And they take with them everywhere. Like in my daughter's purse, she's guaranteed to have a calculator, a flashlight, a notebook with crayons, and I like just all those little fun things. But it is just so much fun. So sometimes I'll take like little tape measures. You can get them at the dollar store, and they'll just go around the house measuring things and writing them down and taking notes. And I love that so, so much. To them, it gives them an opportunity to investigate their surroundings. So it's kind of educational, right? And so they can go around measuring everything. And then the flashlights, they of course love turning off all the house, like all the main house lights at night, and then taking their little flashlights and playing hide and seek in the dark. They also use the calculators for playing office and notes, and they pretend like it's a phone and all kinds of fun things. So they love all those tiny little office gadgets. One of the other things that my kiddos love, specifically my 2- and 4-year-old, are nesting dolls, or you can also get nesting animals. They have the nesting forest animals. We do own this set here, right here, wherever I just put the picture, and they love this set, and I think it's really, really darling. But this is something, especially when they're like a year and a half, that they love trying to figure out how to get them all back together. And something, honestly, even my older kiddos love, enjoy, like really like doing it too. They take them all apart, they put them back together. They like seeing all the sizes fit in, and things like that. So I highly recommend nesting dolls. Another one that my 2-year-old loves specifically are little snow globe music boxes, specifically the ones that play music though. And either they're little ballet dancers and things like that, but they adore music boxes. I have a couple little tiny ones, and they're almost pocket size. So they'll wind those little things up and carry them around the house, and I think they're darling. So, so sweet. And then we also have the little music box that has a hand crank, so you can kind of crank your own music, and that's another great one, especially in the little years. This one in particular is so fun because it's a clear window, so you can see the inner workings of what is actually making the music, and I love it. My older kids love this one as well, and I do too. Like sometimes I'll just sit there and like crank the little music box, but it is a really fun gift idea. The next one here is, again, a little bit more unique, and I'm going to share this because we just have loved these in our home. We get these little blank wooden peg dolls. I want to say we got them a pack of 5 or 6, but I love this set in particular because a lot of little peg dolls come with little hats, and so you can kind of like dress them up a little bit. What I love doing with these is we will again take it as a quiet time church activity or a road trip activity. We will get the little wooden dolls, and then I will cut apart some either old blankets or old outfits and things like that, make little squares, and then I'll get these little teeny tiny little clothespins. And so with the little rags and little clothespins and little blank wooden dollies, they love dressing them up in different outfits and seeing how how creative they can be with the outfits. And they take the little tiny clothespins and pinch together the fabric. But I have different sizes of fabric too. I have ovals, circles, squares, rectangles, all kinds of different things, so they can really be creative when it comes to dressing up their little dollies. They love it so much, and I do too. And it's one of those things where you can toss all the rags, clothespins, and little dollies into a Ziploc bag and just take with you wherever you go, and it provides so much entertainment because there's not just one way to dress up the dolly. You can spend forever dressing them up. I actually enjoy doing this too with them. I think it's really fun. So another thing that my kiddos love, especially for the 2 to 4-year-old range, and really even my 7-9-year-old love these as well, but that is just a little dog house. They love little puppy houses. We have one, and I think again it was from our generation, and so they love this one in particular. They put little puppies in it, they put other animals in it, and I love the kind of imaginative play that comes from this one particular toy, and it's just a simple little puppy house. tools. So the next thing we love in our home is doing like rock painting, specifically with those smooth river stones. If you do not have the ability or the option or a local creek or riverbed or the time to go smooth rock hunting, I would suggest doing a landscaping store. Most landscaping stores will have smooth river stones to choose from. Something that is really affordable is to do the landscaping thing and then to buy your own separate like acrylic paint or markers and things like that at a local craft store. It's going to be probably cheaper, maybe not the total price, but you're going to get more product for the money than getting the pre-made rock painting kit. So I'd highly suggest piecing together your own if it's something that your kiddos love. I know my kiddos adore rock painting. After we paint the rocks, it is really fun. We do this a lot, and leaving them in random places for other little ones to find is always fun, especially when you paint them and kind of color them like little bugs or insects and something cute like that. But we love rock painting. Another thing I'm going to suggest in this age category, and we got this for my son when he was 2. So the Christmas he turned 2, he got a real live tool set. Not a plastic one, not a wooden one, but actual real tools. Granted, they were mini. they were still the mini screwdrivers, but they were also usable. So when we did teach him to use those fine motor skills and to unscrew things from his toys and things like that, he could use his own tools. And this is a great learning opportunity. So the actual little hammer was actually real. So for him, we took little, not little, they were like large nails, got him a little plank, and he just went to town and had so much fun with hammering nails, like a real hammer and a big boy, like hammering nails into the board. He loved it. So an actual real tool set where you can also utilize these tools as well is just a really fun idea, and it's one of his all-time favorite things, and he still has that today, and he's 9. So he loved that set so much and still uses it on a fairly regular basis. If you guys are new around here, my kiddos love all the sciencey nature outdoors type themed things. So this next one is a nature press kit, and we've had this one for quite a while. It's held up really well. And the reason why I'm sharing this, it might be odd to give like a flower kit or a flower press kit in the winter, especially a Christmas gift, is you can just bundle this with a fresh bouquet of flowers from the store. And it is so fun. Like my kiddos loved like tearing apart all the little petals, creating little things. Something that I would suggest getting to go along with a nature press kit is a sticky contact paper. You can take each size sticky contact paper, put the flowers in between, press it together, and make your own bookmarks and things like that with that fresh bouquet of flowers. So if you wanted to do like a preserving flowers bundle as a gift, grab a bouquet of flowers, sticky contact paper, and then the art kit, and they can make all kinds of just beautiful things. Along the same lines of the nature kind of flower kit, I would also suggest doing an indoor little herb garden. Is something that you can easily put on the windowsill. I am going to share the one that I have pictured here, and I'll link that down below as far as it being pre-made. But if you do want to get your own container, your own little tools, and piece together your own little indoor garden, it's just something that's fun. It's something that my kiddos look forward to doing in the morning, especially my toddlers, when it comes to watering the little plants, and they get to take care of something special, and it gets to be their thing that they nurture and they watch and they see sprout. And not to mention, it's very educational, so it's also a win there. But that's just a little indoor herb garden as far as being a really fun gift idea. Another one that is actually on my possible, it's not 100% sure, but I put it on this list. I'm not sure if I'm going to get it yet. We'll see. But that is a maze balance board. This one in particular is the balance board, and we do have a balance board already in our home. However, this one in particular has a little marble maze on it, so it's like multi-purpose. You can have fun doing the marble maze. You can put that on there while you're balancing it and do it that way. You can hold it and do it, and I love this one in particular. So I had to share this because it's a little more unique than just a standard balance board, because for balance boards you can use it for all kinds of things, but this is just one more element that makes it even that much more appealing. I think I have a couple more things on here. One of them is this little car ramp. I got this little car ramp specifically for my toddler when we were really working with her when she was like 2.5, 3 years old on her speech development, since she has a little bit of a speech delay. And this one tool in particular, like this little car ramp, helped so much with her learning like the little sounds, making the car sounds. We would go up, we would go down, we'd say the colors as the cars went down. I'm gonna insert the picture here of the one I have. I think I want to say I got it at Hobby Lobby. It was pretty affordable. But this one in particular is just so much fun and wonderful for those little years and practicing their speech. Because again, as the cars are going down the ramp, you can hit the colors and say the colors that they're saying. So it teaches them how to process words quickly and blend the words together. So I love this one thing in particular, especially if you have little ones in your life with a speech delay as well. I think that's mostly everything. I think I also have like loose parts, like a loose parts play set in here where you can piece together either wooden things. There are a couple of loose parts kind of play sets, I want to say online. I'll see if I can link the ones that I found earlier. But these are just things that even if you have a chainsaw and some sticks in your backyard, you can cut up and make it into a fun play set. But we love using loose parts, like natural loose parts play, because we have the Melissa and Doug wooden blocks and things like that. But there's just something so fun about having an actual like log or stick, but cut up into slices that you can play with. It's just so fun. And when they're chopped up into all kinds of pieces, so you can take like ones that are this big, one are this big, and just kind of slice them and dice them and create your own loose parts play kit. The other thing I wanted to share, and I said it was the last thing, let me grab it, it's right in front of me. So this is officially the last thing I'll share, and that is of course Magnetiles. To be honest, I'm not even sure why I did not put this on the list, because this is for sure 100% our most played with item in our home. They're between all 4 of our kiddos at some point every single day this is getting played with. They're very well used. We've had the initial like original set for probably 5 years now. Still wonderful, no issues, magnets don't fall out, wonderful, wonderful quality. I would definitely recommend investing in getting the actual Magnetile brand just because they are extremely durable. We haven't had any issues with magnets falling out or anything like that, and they're played with again every single day. Like they are played with all of the time. So had to share this as being our #1 top pick, and this is honestly going to be in my next gift video as well, just because all the kids love them and I love them too. So they make towers, they make roads, they make towns, they just do everything with them. So definitely had to share the Magnetiles. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing what some of my gift picks were for the ages 2 to 4. My next video, I'll probably widen it a little bit. Even though my 2 older ones are 7 and 9, I'll probably widen it a little bit to like the 5 to 10-year-old gift range for kind of like boys and girls, and just kind of throw in some fun, unique things that we've kind of found along the way, especially the last few years, and just some of my kiddos' favorites. But until then, I hope you guys have a wonderful day wherever you're doing, and God bless. Bye guys.